It's draft weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Follow, like, subscribe. Let's get this shit show going.
Wakanda forever.
Disconnect between the head coach and the GM.
Because
and when you have
Howie's vision.
No, Howie's a freaking moron. And there's a reason why
Howie, you got a moron.
Are you ever gonna let me freaking talk? God damn, bro.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Friday, and welcome to another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AET Sports Network. We are your hosts, Pina, alongside myself, Eagle Jeff Warner, and ladies and gentlemen, it is NFL Draft Weekend, and what a day one it was for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll get in that in momentarily, but first off, let's pay some bills, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Stuff to the Grills. Stuff to the Grills is located in the Old Town Shopping Center off the Iroquois Trail in Allentown. They offer unique twists on traditional sandwich shop, homemade hot and cold sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and baked goods. They are available for pickup or delivery. They have weekly specials, so please make sure to check them out. They do catering orders, so if you have a big family event, I know graduations are coming up, there's parties, holidays, so if you need that fix, that food fix, definitely hit up Stuff to the Grills. They will treat you very well, and their food is phenomenal.
No joke.
We'd like also thank our friends Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant off of Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center as well. You can give them a call at 610-395-2300 or check out their website, vinnyspizzapa.com. Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant serves Italian cuisine, including pasta, burger, sandwiches, and much more. So make sure to check them out. Again, they are available for pickup or delivery, and they have weekly and game day specials as well. So again, vinnyspizzapa.com. And I forgot Stuff to the Grills, but their website is stufftothegrills.com. I'd like to thank, definitely check them out if you're in the Lehigh Valley area. Tremendous food at both locations and very, very friendly. They treat you like family, so make sure to check them out if you want to go in, have some lunch, have some dinner. It's definitely a place to check out. But
For sure.
Look, Peanut.
Boring day,
We were just talking about entering this show.
Yeah.
I told Johnny before the show he needs to get us a new intro video because I am eating crow right now, ladies and gentlemen. After last season, when we first started this show, of me bashing Howie Roseman, criticizing his drafting, criticizing the way he was running this organization into the ground. And I'm not saying it is completely fixed or that we're winning a Super Bowl, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, this team is on the right track. After they make a humongous splash yesterday, first, they trade up right ahead of the Baltimore Ravens. They get the big fella, Jordan Davis out of Georgia, the 6'6" senior, 341 pounds. He had the fastest 40 time for anyone over 300 pounds in combine history with a 4.78. And then they go out and they get the veteran wide receiver we've been wanting for all offseason.
Yes, sir.
Look, going to this draft, this offseason was looking kind of dark and very gloomy into being a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Very boring.
But they go out and acquire with the 18th overall pick and the third round pick they got in a trade for a big veteran wide receiver, A.J. Brown from Tennessee, to give Jalen Hurts another weapon. Look, you can tell. I am excited, Peanut.
Yes, he is.
So I look before
He apologized to Howie on the show.
I apologize to Howie. But look, Peanut, I want to get your thoughts before I give you mine. So, did you think this? How do you think the Eagles draft so far on day one? Look, me personally,
right.
A plus.
Yeah.
But look, I know there's a lot of criticism out there. Jordan Davis, he does bring a little bit of baggage to him as a rookie.
Right.
And look, AJ Brown last year, he has the mental issues where he missed some games.
Couple of the dropsies.
Drops. And he didn't have the all-pro season after he had his first 2,000-yard seasons the first 2 years in his league. And they give him the contract. So along with the compensation, they do give him a 4-year, $100 million contract. I believe it was like 52 million guaranteed.
57.
57?
57.
So look, I want your thoughts. Do you think it was the right move on the Eagles' part? Do you think they could have went somewhere else? Do you like them going out to get the veteran wide receiver? So sound off. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I loved it. And you're right. I'm not going to say A+. I'll say a solid A. Hell yeah. AJ Brown, solid veteran receiver, which this locker room lacked. You know what I mean? Ward wasn't going to be the guy. It's good to imagine pairing up AJ with Smitty, and then you have Goddard. I mean, basically, yeah. Every move they made from the first day of draft seems to be a home run hit. What's his face, Jordan Davis, more of a wall as opposed to being a penetrator. He's not a pass rusher per se yet, but I mean, you're not going to run on this guy. You know what I mean? And you can attribute that to his size, his athleticism. Solid A for me, man. I really, and I've always been on Howie's side. I don't know if anyone else realizes it, but I've always given Howie his flowers. So, Mr. Roseman, if you would ever want to get interviewed by us, he's already apologized. We're probably going to change that intro soon. But I think Howie's doing a great job getting this team where it needs to be and putting the pieces where they need to be put. There's still some holes on the defense that we need to address, but we got plenty of time to go ahead and try to address those situations. On to you, Jeffrey. What do you think?
Well, and look, we knew going to this offseason they weren't going to be able to address every single need. It's just not possible with the cap situation what they were in, with the draft capital that they had for this year, and we know what they have next year. So we knew that it was going to be a slow build, getting this organization, getting this team back to where it belongs.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to give Howie the credit. I am applauding him for being aggressive, for not sitting around and hopefully waiting for that pick. He's going, and I know people are complaining and bitching that the Eagles gave up too much to move up 2 or 3 spots
for a solid proven veteran.
The proven veteran.
Oh, you're talking about I'm talking
about Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis.
Look,
okay.
I'll say AJ Brown. They gave up the 18th overall pick. And a third-round pick, which might have been much, but with the way the wide receiving market is right now, you have to give up a lot. The wide receiving market is in demand. When you see what Devontae Adams is getting, what you see what Deebo Samuel's asking price is. You look at some of the other wide receivers that have been dealt. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Look, we know what these guys are getting, and if the Eagles wanted that veteran playmaker, and the good thing about AJ Brown,
he's a true number 1 too.
Well, he's a true number 1. Hopefully,
he
has the relationship with Jalen Hurts. They grew up with each other. They try recruiting each other for each other's colleges. They've been going to each other's birthday parties. Look, these guys are locked. These guys wanted the ball with each other for the longest time when it came to the college and the pros. So they're finally going to have it. So they have that chemistry,
right?
And the fact that you have a wide receiver like him, he wanted to come to the city of Philadelphia. There's not a lot of wide receivers out there on the market that want to come play with Jalen Hurts and play in this offense because we're a run-first offense, according to all the experts.
So we're the Tennessee Titans.
Well, exactly, and that's one of the things that contribute to his downfall. That and the lack of the quarterback play with Ryan Tannehill, which we know what Ryan Tannehill is. I honestly don't feel we know the full potential of Jalen Hurts. So, look, this move, there is no excuses for Jalen Hurts. There is no excuses for Nick Sirianni this upcoming season on why this offense shouldn't be a top 5 offense in the National Football League. It's a wait-and-see game. And look, Howie is building this roster for the future. Because look, you have a 4-year contract with AJ Brown. You have a rookie contract with Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert's locked up. You don't know what you're going to do with Miles Sanders, but they can still add a playmaker out of the backfield in this draft or next offseason.
Absolutely.
Which, if Jalen Hurts is not the answer, they have 2 first-round picks next season to go out there and try to get that quarterback. The future is bright for the Philadelphia Eagles, regardless of what they're doing, and I'm loving the way they're addressing their needs because they're going with quality over quantity. Because people are bitching that the Eagles gave up a 4th and a 5th-round pick to move up 2 spots. Yeah,
they got their guy.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit much, but they had to give it up because look, you had the Baltimore Ravens there that I would say had strong interest in Jordan Davis. Now, look, Jordan Davis, like you brought up, he is a freakish monster in the line, and I feel this move and the move of signing Hassan Reddick, they are transitioning their style of defense.
Exactly.
I feel we're going a little bit away from that 4-3 traditional defense, and we're going to have more of that 3-4 hybrid D. The fact that they're listing Hassan Reddick as an outside linebacker.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's gonna transition between the 2 positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but look,
drop back in coverage and whatnot.
Look, Davis, he had 32 tackles, 5 for loss, and 2 sacks in 14 games last season for the Bulldogs. The one downside is he only played 30% of Georgia's defensive snaps in 2021 and was mostly a 2-down player, playing just 16% of the snaps on 3rd down. That created questions heading into the draft about whether Davis is just a run-stuffing tackle, which he may be, but the depth that we have along that line, if we go to a 3-3-5, wherever the hell it might be with that hybrid defense.
Well, we rotate our defensive tackles anyways. You know what I mean? That's what the Philadelphia Eagles have been doing for years now.
But I think the thing is this is ultimately Fletcher Cox's replacement. This is Fletcher Cox. I think he has 1 more year in him, maybe 2. And then, look, they have to pass the reins to this kid. You don't waste a first-round draft pick on a kid and have him ride the bench.
Exactly.
So, look, the one thing that led us to winning that Super Bowl, we can talk about Carson Wentz in the offense. We can talk about Nick Foles. The one thing that was prominent in that Super Bowl run was the defensive line and Fletcher Cox up the middle. The pressure they were able to get up the middle. Look at Brandon Graham. He didn't
play the game.
The play in the game, but it wasn't from the outside. He wasn't a defensive end.
Nope.
He was on the inside getting pressure. That's where the Eagles are trying to build this defense back to superior form is by building in the trenches, and it starts in the middle of that defensive line and clogging up holes, which opens things up on the outside for your pass rushers and for your linebackers.
And it makes the defensive backfield it makes it a lot easier for the defensive backfield to do their job whenever they can get pressure on it. And it's gotten a lot younger. We got Milton Williams now. We got Davis. I see how he's planning on doing it, and I like what I'm seeing, Howie. You are my buddy.
Now, the one definitely another concerning factor when it comes to the Davis pick, which is getting a lot of criticism, is his conditioning.
Yeah.
This is a guy that apparently gained 20 pounds. 20 pounds.
Wow.
In a week.
Wow.
Between I think
between a whole donkey?
Between the playoffs and I think the national championship game, from what I've read and what I've heard, he gained roughly about 20 pounds, which killed his snaps because he was getting worn down. He was getting worn out. Look, the guy could be an inferior force in that middle of that defensive line.
Right.
But if he's not on the field, he's not going to be a factor for you.
That's a good point.
But
really good point.
And another thing we're going to continue to connect the two. Now, look, I kind of feel
I know what you're going to go with. Go ahead.
I kind of feel the Eagles were the fact that they've been so aggressive for the wide receiver position.
Yep.
I feel they were eyeing 2 players, Jameson Williams.
Yep.
And Davis.
And as soon as
Williams went off the board, they knew they had to move up to get him because they knew the Ravens were going to be in play. But there was another player still on the board that was arguably one of the top 5, top 10 players in this year's draft. And that was safety Kyle Hamilton. So, Peanut, look, is this going to be another debate and another comparison?
DK Metcalf,
well, no, Brandon Graham and Earl Thomas. When Earl Thomas was on the board and we traded up and I want to assume it was for Earl Thomas, and they ended up getting Brandon Graham. And look, nothing against Brandon Graham.
Right.
He's been a fan favorite. He's been a leader in that locker room. He's been a productive player overall.
So and we won a Super Bowl.
And he helped us win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But arguably, Earl Thomas had a better ball-out career than Brandon Graham. And now the fact that safety is such a glaring need heading to day 2 of the NFL draft when you don't have Rodney McLeod anymore. Yep. I don't think you have Anthony Harris anymore. You have Marcus Epps, Kayvon Wallace.
Yeah.
The safety position is definitely a dire need, and the fact that they left Kyle Hamilton off the board, which he floated down a lot of teams' draft boards because of his combine numbers. But is this a move that you feel 3, 4, 5 years from now that we are going to regret?
You know what? That's the beauty of the draft, though. I mean, look, sometimes it's hit or miss. I think Davis is going to be a solid player for the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time, as long as his conditioning is fine and as long as he keeps the weight under wraps. Look. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even want to think about that, because that's probably the most depressing part about a draft is when you realize what you missed. But we have to realize what we've gained here. Like, the defensive front needed to be revamped. That's key. It's key to Gannon's defense is getting pressure on the quarterback, stopping the run. And look, they got a guy that can do it. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, you hope so.
You're comparing apples to oranges. It's tough. It's tough look, because I don't know, man. I don't know.
And look, everyone misses in the draft.
Absolutely.
As much as we criticize Howie Roseman,
as much as you criticize Howie Roseman,
I'm saying in general, the fan base.
Go ahead.
There's plenty of other GMs and teams that miss on their draft picks, that especially in the first round, when you feel it's a can't miss. But there was also another defensive play. You bring up the pass rushing specialist that we need to get younger at the defensive end, because look, after this season,
right,
Brandon Graham's probably gone. Derek Barnett's definitely gone.
I hope so.
You only have Josh Sweat really locked up. Yeah, you have Hassan Reddick, but if you're going to this hybrid defense, I'd say he's going to play more coverage. He's going to be more of that linebacker, joker, pass rushing specialist role.
Yeah.
You need to get a defensive end, and they also left Jermaine Johnson on the board. So look, there's two potential game-changing defensive players that can help your defense immediately that you passed over for Jordan Davis, which, look, he's a stud, but look how many Georgia players got drafted in the first round. 5 of them.
Yeah, that's a record, isn't it?
I think so. It's up there.
Yeah.
How many of them do you actually think are going to pan out? Were they a product of their environment, a product of their defense? Were they a product of playing together and they just meshed well as a defense?
Right.
That's something the NFL, that's what football is about. You transitioning from the college game to the pro game. It's a major jump. I'm just hoping, and nothing against Jordan Davis. He fills a need, and he was definitely a player on my draft board that I wanted the Eagles to possibly go after.
Right.
If the others weren't on the board, if Kyle Hamilton isn't on the board, if Jermaine Johnson isn't on the board, I feel this dude's going to have a good career, but he's not going to have that potential impactful Hall of Fame career like the Earl Thomas and the Brandon Graham situation. Earl Thomas, he's probably going to be a Hall of Fame safety. Yeah, Brandon Graham, he had a good career.
Yeah,
and
he's going to be an Eagle Hall of Famer.
I just want Jordan Davis to be another Mike Patterson or a Broderick Bunkley, guys that we drafted in the first round that had potential but had an okay career and just like fell off the planet a little bit.
Well, you got to understand too, like when you draft players, you got to draft to your scheme. So you have to like certain
not
players,
in the first round.
Would Earl had been as successful with the Philadelphia Eagles if we had drafted him? You know what I mean? Like maybe
I feel he would have.
He was part of a defensive a conglomerate when he first got in here. So I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to like make up excuses and whatnot, but what I'm trying to like vocalize is sometimes certain players just wouldn't mesh well with certain teams. So I'm hoping that the scheme is the reason why we got him in the first place is because he fits what the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to do defensively. So you start at the front. You always start in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. That's where everything starts. That's where the majority of the contact's going to be. So you want a guy like Davis. You want someone to stop the run. And you want to, let's be honest, at this point right now, like there wasn't really that much pressure on quarterbacks from the Philadelphia defensive line last year. You know what I mean? So a lot of the times quarterbacks had way too much time in a pocket, and it made our defensive backfield, which isn't great, but it made it look like high school players because you can't cover guys for that long. So maybe putting a little more pressure up front is what Howie's trying to do and what Gannon's plan is supposed to do. So maybe that's why he lined his defensive backs 10 yards off of the receiver, knowing that that's how much time he has. So I don't know. Look, the Eagles coaches know I like the pick. I'm not gonna go ahead and speculate as to what we could have had yet. Maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, I'll be kicking dirt and rocks down the road. But for now, I'm happy with the pick. It's a solid pick. And on top of that, the cherry on top is the AJ Brown signing of 4 years, 100 mil, 57 guaranteed. And I'm so tired of Eagles fans like, well, that's too much money. Nobody's fucking paying. You're not paying for it. Let it go, man. It's a solid quarterback. On top of that, now we have our offense solidified, if you for a lack of a better term. So we have the wide receiver we need. We have the people in place to make this offensive scheme work. It all comes, it basically hurts. You're on the clock. You know what I'm saying? There's no more, like you said earlier, there's no more excuses. If you don't ball out this year, then you're just not the guy. And if you do ball out, I'm sorry, I apologize. We'll rewind this and we'll put this on the intro next year so that I could be apologizing to you.
That, and look, AJ Brown's a special wide receiver. When you look at the wide receivers in the NFL, when you rank them, look, you have Devontae Adams,
right?
You have Tyreek Hill,
right?
Who else is out there? Look, he's arguably probably a top 10 wide receiver in the game. And look, if you're gonna get a wide receiver, look, Williams was off the board. The Lions freaked out, traded from 30 to 12 or whatever the hell it was, acting like they were drafting a freaking quarterback, gave up a huge compensation for a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So,
well, Goff needs it.
Well, he does.
You know what I mean?
And there really wasn't many other options on the board that I felt would have been available or that would have been considerable at 18. And the way the game transitions from college to the pros, how many times have we seen the Eagles miss on wide receivers in the middle of the late first round, second round, but maybe besides Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin was the first round and he filled in nicely, but
what was J-Jaw? J-Jaw was second round?
J-Jaw was second. Look,
I mean, he's a tight end now.
I'm glad that instead of potentially trying to develop a first rounder yet, and they're on the rookie contract, you get that 5th-year option.
Yep.
They're turning this ship around quicker rather than later. And the fact that they're making those improvements now, I honestly feel that they're trying to make a run, and they still have so many positions to address. I'm hoping day 2, you have the 2nd and 3rd round. Yeah. They have 2 picks. They have 4 picks the rest of the draft. Unless Howie, they potentially can move Dillard. They can potentially move Jalen Reagor. I know there's talk of Gardner Minshew, which I don't see them trading because they value the veteran quarterback, and he's already been in the system.
Unless they draft a quarterback.
Well, even so, you're still going with 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But they definitely need to address the safety position.
Yeah.
They definitely need to address the cornerback position. They need to address defensive end. The other defensive end, Ajado, I think his name is, from Michigan. He's available. You have Booth available. So there's definitely some quality playmakers on that. You have Nakobe Dean, the linebacking position. Not a lot of linebackers went in the first round, as many expected to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So look, there's a lot of quality defensive talent available for day 2, and I want Howie to stay aggressive and try to target one of those positions.
Right.
And I if I had to rank them, I feel they're going to go defensive end, maybe linebacker or a corner, and then linebacker, those top 3, and then safety 4, because I kind of feel they have Tyrann Mathieu in their back pocket.
Yeah.
If for some reason a safety doesn't fall to where they like, that they feel can make an impact for this defense.
So you think they're just waiting on that one? Like, why wouldn't they just pull the trigger on that one?
I think Tyrann Mathieu even knows, like, look, a lot of these veteran players that haven't been picked up yet are not going to get interest until after the draft, when teams realize positions they have to fill holes with, and try to fill in these gaps with these veterans because they missed players that they wanted in the draft. So
but yesterday's price ain't going to be today's price.
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the risk you take when it comes to being a GM and running an NFL organization.
I hear you. You're right. What they're doing right now, they hit the ground running. With the AJ Brown signing, basically what the coaches and what the front office is saying is, we have everything we need. Now, if we don't have,
especially offensively, I do not see them drafting an offensive player, hopefully, unless it's a offensive lineman for depth.
Yeah.
Maybe a late round running back, but
That's why you don't get rid of Dillard. I know this is against a lot of people.
But left tackles are a commodity. Look at Vaitai.
Mhm.
He wasn't a tremendous bulldozing tackle, but he helped win a Super Bowl and he got paid.
Hello,
so look, if Dillard's gonna be a backup, and I'll say you have Mailata, who's gonna be your proven left tackle.
Yeah.
Get rid of him. Draft a guy that's gonna sit on the bench for a year or two, maybe 3. Be a backup, learn some reps, maybe move him down the line. If for some reason,
still on his rookie contract, correct?
Mailata, yes.
No.
Dillard. Yeah.
So why would you get rid of him?
Because they decided to decline his 5th-year option, according to reports today.
Gotcha.
So after this season, he will be a free agent.
So what? Then just ride it to the wheels fall.
Well, no, they'd rather get compensation now rather than later. Get an extra 4th-round pick to draft the guy that you're going to have on a rookie contract for the next 4 years.
Okay. All right. I see your point.
Come on. Madden drafting, dude. Whenever me, you, and Tommy are on the draft, that's why you always do that shit. You unload all the guys with 1-year contracts that you don't need anymore.
These guys have 20 first-round picks. I swear. I get 2 first-round. See, that's the point. Quality over quantity. These guys got 50 first-round picks. I'm sitting there waiting for. Anyways, that's a whole different story. And Tommy, I almost beat your ass. I was 1 yard away. Ask him.
Slacker.
Ask him.
You got beat.
So let's talk about the big news. J-Jaw is transitioning to the tight end position.
Here's what I say about that.
What if he excels? We need tight ends.
He's not going to excel.
We need tight ends. Hey, J-Jaw, he's excellent at blocking.
Fuck him. He's gone after this year unless they trade his ass.
Nah, man. He's going to be a star. You watch. Tight end J-Jaw, baby. The jaws of life.
Whatever you say. But look, there's no reason why this offense shouldn't be unstoppable next season. And we keep on saying, it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
But there's no
excuse for it not to be productive.
Yeah, and if he's not productive and this offense ain't clicking on all cylinders,
get rid of him.
Exactly. So it's a wait and see game. Look, the draft is just beginning. Rounds 2 and 3 are Friday night, 4 through 7 Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
And look, we're gonna have a couple more Eagles. Howie's always wheeling and dealing. I'm sure there's gonna be tons of moves throughout the weekend. We will have a recap show on the network Sunday night, I believe, 8:30 on the AT Sports Network.
Stay tuned.
Chip, Mike, I believe, Johnny, possibly me and Peanut. We're not sure yet.
Sure, why not? Fuck it.
But I'll say make sure to continue tuning in to the AAT Sports Network. Make sure you are clicking that notification button to get all the latest news and updates whenever we go live, whenever there's an article posted. So make sure to do that on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all our social media platforms.
Yeah.
So you never miss a beat when it comes to AAT Sports Network.
Word.
So, look, Peanut,
short and snappy, right?
Quick show.
Short and snappy,
dived into the first round, broke it down. The AJ Brown's trade and sign. Look,
question.
Things are promising.
Is he sticking with 11?
I don't think it's been officially decided because I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Pascal's number.
I was gonna say because I have a bunch of Wentz jerseys that I can put tape over the back now and just put Brown on the back of it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Ghetto fabulous.
Whatever you decide to do. But yeah, we'll keep it quick and snappy. Look, we want to get home. We want to go watch their second and third round of the NFL draft to see what Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles decide to do the rest of this year. But I'll say first, before we get out here, just pay some more bills. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown, 6750 Iroquois Trail, Suite 7. You give them a call at 610-395-2300 or visit their website, vinnyspizzapa.com. Right. They offer Italian cuisine, including pasta, burger, sandwiches, and much more. Make sure to check them out. They are available for pickup or delivery. You can order online or on one of the Grubhubs, DoorDash apps, wherever they might be on. So again, make sure to check them out. They have vegetarian options, good for group, good for kids. So again, make sure to check Caesar and the crew at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant out again in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown. 610-395-2300. And then we'd like to also thank our friends at Stuff to the Grills in Allentown. They offer a unique twist on traditional sandwich shop, homemade hot and cold sandwiches, salads, appetizers, baked goods. They have catering options. They are available the order online or for pickup, takeout, curbside. So they have home take-home dinner kits. Definitely a lot of great food. They have tremendous desserts. They have their own like po' boy sandwich. They have their own coleslaw with like the Pittsburgh style sandwich.
Phenomenal food, man.
Absolutely incredible. 21 hot and cold sandwiches to choose from. The other signature offerings. So again, make sure to check them out. Stuff to the Grills. They have a great food truck too. So if you have an event, I'm pretty sure you can book their food truck for a wedding, for a birthday party, any of those type of events. Again, make sure to check them out. Stuff to the Grills in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown.
Word.
I'd like to thank our friends. Let me find the banner. I didn't do shit today. I'd like to thank our friends, Statement Games, for a fun-free twist on fantasy sports. Visit them at statementgames.com. NBA playoffs, you have a chance to win gift cards, prizes, all that fun stuff. And again, it is free to enter. Statementgames.com. Make sure to check them out. And also remember to support the network. Without you guys, we would not be here. And everyone asks, how can we help support you? First off,
watch us.
Subscribe to all our social media platforms.
Yeah.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever else there may, whatever hell other social media platform.
The Bible.
Sure, whatever. But also make sure to check out our website, aetsportsnetwork.com, for all the latest from our writers. I'll say our writer, Adam Mack, had an in-depth detail article today about the Eagles draft and about the trade for A.J. Brown. So make sure to check that out.
Good article.
And then also, look, our shop gear. I'll say Birds, Beers, and BS gear. We have some parody shirts of Jason Kelsey and other Eagles players and other Philadelphia athletes. Look, make sure to check it out. There's something for everyone. And we have shirts. We have sweatshirts. We have hats. We have masks. We have it all.
Take pictures of you wearing that stuff and send it to us, and we'll put it on the show.
Exactly. And if you have an idea that, hey, I think this is a great idea or something, hit one of us up on the Facebook or Twitter. I'm sure Johnny, our designer, can help you make that a reality where you can be repping the AT Sports Network gear.
Johnny's a beast, bro.
He definitely is. So, again, thank you for everyone for tuning in to another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AT Sports Network. We might be back next week. Look, it depends on how the schedule is. If not, make sure to catch the AT Sports Network draft recap show this coming Sunday, probably about 8:30, I think. Depends when Johnny has to put his kids down to bed. So, again, thank you for tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Warner NFL. Follow Peanut at Party Doll Dave 1. And again, make sure to check out all our programming on the AT Sports Network.
Yeah.
But to end like we do this show and every show, drink 'em if you got 'em.
Peace.